All right, so I've got the Hyundai Creta NLine right there, and this is the Creta that was launched earlier this year. Obviously the facelift version, the heavily facelifted version. And in this video, I'm going to run you through the big changes between the NLine and the standard model that is available in the market. So number one, obviously you would have guessed it, is the treatment to the front end. So while the lights remain pretty much the same, it is the grille that has changed completely. So you've got this nice new grille. I think it is a little reminiscent of what you get on the Venue, but having said that, it also gives the Creta NLine its own persona, which I think is a very good touch. It sort of sets them both apart from each other. You do get the NLine badging up front, a slightly smaller Hyundai logo, and that is another bit over there. So if you want to see them both, you can see that the current model that is available has a very different front grille. There's a lot of spacing, all of that is there, but the lights pretty much remain the same. Moving on to the side, well, the sheet metal is by and large exactly the same, so there's no real change there. You do get the NLine badging, but when you look at the wheels, now we've got the NLine riding on 215/55R18s, so these are 18s, while this one is 215/60R17s. So different profile rubber on the NLine versus the standard model. The alloy design is pretty much similar, but definitely the lower rubber on the NLine is to go along with its sportiness, and you also get nice neat red brake calipers on it as compared to the other version which just gets standard looking calipers. Now as we talk about design, we talk about treatment to the exterior. The NLine, the other thing about it is these red accents that run just about everywhere on the body. So that is again something that makes it stand out. While the regular model gets this silver accent that you see on pretty much all the top end models, on the NLine it is blacked out. So that is another exterior change that you do see. At the rear, when we talk about what you get on the NLine versus the regular, it's pretty much similar in terms of treatment, but you do get a twin tip exhaust on the NLine as opposed to the regular one, which is very neatly tucked away and at the bottom, as you can see. So the NLine also gets a diffuser sort of look at the rear, which is not there on the regular version. Now coming to the interior, because on the exterior this is pretty much the big changes. So we've got the revised grille, the revised rear bumper, revised profile on tires, and the cabin. The layout is exactly the same, but you do get the NLine badging on the steering wheel, you get it on the gear lever, and you also get it on your seats. So there's red accents throughout the car, red piping on the seats, red stitching on the steering wheel, and red accents up front on your instrument cluster and infotainment system, as well as running across the console over here. So it does look rather striking, and just to give you a closer look, that's the N badging on the manual. This is the manual version. The automatic also gets the N badging. Space-wise, it's all similar, so I'm not really going to run into that, but even at the rear, you do get the N treatment to the seats. Looks very nice and has been done in a quality way. So no complaints when it comes to the way the NLine sort of differentiates itself from the regular model. But just for a quick recap, I'll give you a glimpse of the regular version. So you can see that the steering wheel design is different and you don't get those accents. This is more plush, more upmarket in that sense, while the NLine is equally plush but goes for a slightly more sporty overtone. Even the seats over here, you can see that Hyundai has gone with this entire, let's make it a dual tone cabin, let's give it something that looks nice and elegant. And as I mentioned before, the spacing is exactly the same, so there's no difference on that front. Now when it comes to driving the NLine versus the standard model, the standard is available in petrol and diesel variants. The NLine is that does about 160 PS of power. So you do get that engine in the standard model as well. There is the turbo variant over there. Same power output, no change on that front. But because certain things have been tweaked in the N9. I did mention the low profile tires. You do get a slightly tweaked suspension change over there, and the steering also feels that has been a little better weighted on the N-Line. So that makes it slightly more engaging to drive, and that is the difference that you feel when you're behind the wheel. But overall, you can't go wrong whether you choose the N-Line or the regular model. Both are great products from Hyundai. You've got both of them clocking decent numbers. Well, the regular model is clocking very good numbers, over 80,000 bookings in the market till date. And the N-Line, now having been introduced at a starting price of 16.8 lakhs, should see it clocking some very good numbers for Hyundai. I think they've got the pricing done really well, and when you look at all the differences that you do get, it is some solid value for money that you're getting here as well as a package. So overall, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any additional questions, feel free to reach out to me on my channel and I will get back to you. It is my promise that I answer every question that comes in on the MOTORSCRIBES channel.